Welcome and good morning, everyone. Welcome to ASPIRE23. It has been wonderful to have each and every one of you here, and we're really looking forward to a great day together, even though it's virtual. I'm thrilled to see so many people joining us from literally around the globe for this virtual conference. There's been 30 years of this event in some form or fashion, so it's really great to see the different ways we've developed it over the years. Our theme this year is infinite possibilities in the cloud and beyond, a testament to the limitless potential that lies at the intersection of technology, creativity, and innovation. Now, before I dive in, I want to take a moment and thank our amazing sponsors. This couldn't happen without our sponsors. We work with these partners day in and day out to bring solutions to many of our different clients and implementations. QuickTag by Paymerang, it is, Avalara, Gorilla Expense, Dynamic Web, Metafile by MetaViewer, Avid Exchange, NetStock, and Cavallo. Great sponsors. We work with them all the time. We really appreciate your sponsorship of this event. Without you, this really wouldn't be possible. Now, what I want to talk about a little bit is, as I mentioned, is we've been doing this for 30 years. And during that 30-year time frame, we have always been very, very focused on business applications. And we've prided ourselves in not only being the best in class in that category, and we do that through our service desks, our deployment teams, everything that we bring to the relationship we have with you. And this client event is one thing, as I mentioned before. We do this year in and year out. It's our way of sharing ideas, bringing the future, what could be in the future, to you, so that you can see. Not necessarily that you would make a change immediately, but something that you might stir some imagination and have you think about it next year or the year after, so on and so forth. We like to highlight solutions and talk directly to you. Now, nowadays in a virtual environment, we'll be doing this through chat. And if it's not perfect timing today, you can always call us. But we want to get into your mind in this event that there's new opportunities out there. There's new solutions to take a look at. Now, while we're doing that, we've always wanted to bring the latest and greatest. And we've been doing that in a manner that, as I mentioned, is really focused on the business application side of things. But over the years, right, what we have found is that the business application is the heart of a business, and it has all the data, and extracting and managing that data to create creative insights into the business is where the real value is. It helps drive processes and process automation and revamping process to have a more efficient business. So in looking at that, and we say, where do we expand to? We are seeing more and more of our clients ask for things like data and analytics. We'll refer to that a lot today as DA. We talk a lot about process automation or robotic process automation. We refer to that as RPA. And a hot topic really in the last 6 months that most of you have heard about is AI, or in particular, generative AI. These are all things that are coming to us now. When we stood up here 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and talked about the cloud is coming, well, the cloud is here now. The fact that it is here allows us a platform and a fabric to have our data on that allows these new things, DA and RPA and AI. These are the things of the future that hopefully 5 years from now we'll be saying, hey, we're using that in many, many different implementations. So with that in mind, and moving from a purely business applications focused partner to one that is expanding into all these new tangential areas that drive value to our business, looking at that and knowing I wanted to move more into an executive chairman role, we sought to find an experienced leader who had deep experience in those areas, also, and one that has paired that in the business applications side of things. Fortunately, we didn't have to look too far. On our board, we had a great individual named Bob Knott, and I'm going to introduce him here today. Bob came on at the beginning of the year, actually in Q4, as our CEO. I've been working with him hand in hand now in that transition, and I've been working with him for over a year now in growing the business as a board member when he was on the board. So Bob and I have been working quite extensively together, and I'm really loving this opportunity after presenting here for many, many years to introduce Bob. And Bob, if I could, I'd like you to say a few words to the team here, maybe give a little background, and then you and I can talk about the future.
Yeah, thanks, Joe, for the introduction. And can't say how excited I am to be here, and definitely enjoyed working with you over the last 12 months. I think it was almost probably 12 months ago this week when we first got together as we're preparing for my first board meeting. So I appreciate the welcome. And I also want to stress how excited I am about the possibilities. In my background, I've been in the IT service industry for the last 30 years. Most of that as an entrepreneur, as starting a business and growing businesses. The last business I was in was called BDO Digital, which I'd sold my original business to. And through that whole experience, really appreciated the importance of understanding that core business application and the data inside of it and how to extract that. So I spent most of my career, I kind of say on the other side of the coin, working with clients to build the access and the business processes around those applications. And so I'm really excited to be here working with Velosio, where we have all that core expertise in those applications and helping us and our clients extend it out into process automation, analytics. The generative AI opportunities are going to be really incredible, and I think transformative to all the businesses on this call. So really excited to be here, and working with you and the team has been fantastic. So looking forward to our conversation today.
Bob, one of the things you and I were joking about, is when you were board members, we were talking about how on the business application side, we always found it hard to move into the space of data, DA and RPA and all those things that you have so much experience on. And I think you said just the opposite. But now that we're blending those strategies to just bring a whole wealth of value to our entire set of clients and then the different products we support, maybe let's talk a little bit about how we're refining our strategy and broadening it outside of pure business apps.
I think what's really important to us, and I think all businesses, is how you understand your strategy. And I think, one of the things we did with my arrival is to go back and ask some real basic questions to ourselves, right? Who we are, why does it matter? And ultimately that gets back to two core pillars, right? It's what's our client experience and what's our employee experience, right? And that's our core strategy, is really rallying around those two things. I'm not going to dive into the employee experience. I think we take a lot of pride at Velosio in that very high employee engagement, and there's lots of things we do around that. We'd be happy to talk with anybody about employee wellness, employee engagement strategies, which again it's half of our core strategy. But I think the strategy that applies the most today is the one that really manifests itself into what do we do for our clients, right? And over the years, when I've seen is in our business, working with hundreds, thousands of clients, you see a lot of different strategies, and some of them are really well executed and some are really poorly executed. In fact, when I was early in my career working with clients, I got a little skeptical about strategy, because you'd see a lot of companies talk about strategy and doing very specific things as it relates to their employees and customers, and then actually walk a very different walk and do the opposite of what they're saying. So at first I was a little cynical at strategy, but as time went by, I noticed that our highest and best performing clients had a really well thought out and really well executed core strategy. So, coming here to Velosio, that was one of our core focuses, is just saying, let's reassess where we're at and where we want to go. And so working with Joe and the rest of the team, we really thought about, what are we good at? Right? And I think it's that core business application and helping our clients extract, that information and work processes around it to optimize their businesses. But we also thought about, the things that we needed to do to extend the value of those systems. And so that's where, part of our new strategy is really, doubling down on our legacy of understanding the core business applications and helping our clients get those into the cloud and optimize the economics of what those things cost to manage, but really taking it to the next level, the business process automation, the generative AI, the different things that we can do to extend around that. We also recognize in our core strategy, it wasn't just our expertise that mattered, it was our ability to guide clients. And so we spent a lot of time and effort building IP and processes, catalysts, things that move our clients through the journey faster, right? By bringing expertise where we can kind of flip a switch and turn functionality and features on It might be a technical feature. It might be an industry-specific feature. We think that's really important. We also think our approach to projects is critical to our core strategy. We need to be very pragmatic. We focus on the upper SMB and mid-market client base, and these are clients that don't have the deep enterprise pockets, right? So we need to be very pragmatic working with them and help them guide them through a very pragmatic journey that gets results in very short periods of time. So as we were developing our strategy, those are the things that we really focused around, and I think it's really important exercise for us and kind of thinking about who we wanted to be and serving our clients.
Yeah, I think the interesting part, as you and I have talked about, right, is we were always approaching it from the biz app side, but we wound up being the trusted advisor and working with our clients on the data analytics side. And in your business, you were super successful driving the data analytics and then you became the trusted advisor and often would work with the biz app side. So, and I think as we're rolling out this strategy, we've got the biz app side, which includes ERP and CE, and then we've got all the data and analytics tools, and certainly the new AI tools, which will just be pretty impressive, I think, as we see it. It'll be a game changer.
And I think earlier you kind of referred to it, but I remember one of our first QBRs. We meet with the management team. We're having a conversation about our strategy and how to help clients, and where I was talking about some of the things I was thinking about, in terms of analytics and RPA and custom app dev to help extend the business apps. And the Velosio team saying, well, that's really tough, difficult, complex stuff. It's really risky. And I started laughing because our teams that did that kind of work always said the same thing about the business app side. So I think our goal here is to kind of blend those capabilities and make it easy on both sides. At the end of the day, it's really to help our clients extract the most value. But I think it's a great example of sometimes what you don't know, right? And
for sure,
I think what we're trying to do is bring together the wisdom on both sides of that fence, so we can provide the right solution for the right situation at the right time. And I think that's really exciting for us, and I think our clients and some of the work we're doing right now along those lines.
So one of the things I want to touch on is what we're calling now the North Star. And for those of you that have been attending this event in some form or fashion at different times, we talked about strategy and how we attack that with a scorecard and QBRs and metrics and measures and initiatives and those sort of things. And one of the things we really wanted to do is create a North Star, which is really the commercial side of where are we looking to take the business going forward. And Bob, you've really helped bring that vision here. Maybe we talk a little bit about that and how that's shaping where we're going.
Yeah. So I think, at a core, I kind of alluded to this a little bit already, but in the core of our North Star, our client-centric, strategy is really to, double down on our expertise. Like I said, 30 years of helping thousands of clients implement and manage their ERP package, right? And, clearly over the last, 8 years, a big focus of that has been really helping our clients not only use those systems, but move them to the cloud, right? And the cloud creates all kinds of different opportunities for our clients, in the system sophistication, the computing power, but also the DR strategy, right? A lot of our clients in the past have been prone to attacks, crypto locker type things. The cloud provides a lot of built-in redundancy. And so there's lots of advantages of that. Also provides a more natural ongoing support mechanism where you don't have big upgrade cycles. So lots of economic reasons to move to the cloud. But I also think what the cloud does too, with the advanced architectures there, is really setting up for really enhanced analytics around data science, business process automation by extending those cloud applications out into other cloud applications. And then finally, it's really with the computing power and insights and sharing all that data, it's really setting up, I think, this generative AI revolution that we're seeing right now. So at our core was really focusing on, our core, our superpower, if you can, is that 30 years of biz apps experience, right? And then our next motion is helping our clients to extend that into these other areas I just kind of outlined. And we believe we can add more business value. But at the core of our strategy, we rely on a lot of technology and expertise, but it's really to focus on being that business advisor, right? So we are aligning our teams around industry, right? So it's really important when we're working with companies that are in the professional services industry or manufacturing or distribution, that the people from our team not only understand these underlying technologies and best practices, but they're working in pods that are working those industries over and over again. So we're seeing and recommending the best practices and bringing more than just technical value. And then the next component is really driving that intellectual property. It's the processes, the IP, the products that we have that help accelerate that journey and bring kind of instant value to the opportunities for our clients. And then, the third thing of our strategy is really what we focus on, which is that mid-market, a large SMB client. And we love the space, right? Because we think these are unique customers. They're large enough to want to do and can afford to do things right. But they need enterprise capabilities. And I think with Velosio, our size and scale, it's hard to find anybody in the mid-market or even the SMB that has a size and scale that we do. We're working and helping thousands of clients every year manage their core business applications and extending them. So I think collectively we can harness all those experiences and bring those to our customers to add a lot of value. And I think that's our North Star. Right?
Yeah, it's really interesting how over the years that's changed, where only the largest companies could really afford to do this now.
Right, yeah.
But on the platforms we're on and the technologies that are out there now, the general middle market company can do this at a pretty economical clip. And that's where we shift from, okay, we have systems that track your data and process transactions and do the debits and credits and send the invoices out and maybe generate some reports, to really having a system where we can go in and tap that data and make actionable decisions. And that is something now that is just no longer an enterprise level client.
And I think for everybody on the call, you think about the possibilities, right? And beyond is that the technology, if you embrace it properly, can be such a game changer. All these enterprise companies, the technology is getting relatively cheap, right? And you can do, like you said, do so much more. And as smaller businesses, one of the things that we have is we have agility, right? We can move very quickly when we want to. And when the price point of the technology comes down so dramatically, it really puts the enterprise players at a disadvantage. Anybody who's worked in a large company knows how hard it is to get them, to change, right? To innovate and to adjust, because they have to change, thousands of information workers, workflow, right? Or, communicate to tens of thousands of customers. As large small businesses and mid-market companies, we don't have those restrictions. So I think this is an incredible opportunity for our clients to embrace these things kind of aggressively at a very low cost point. And I think, our goal is to be kind of that catalyst so that we can kind of be seen around the corner and advise them in ways so they can avoid the risks or the dead end alleys, if you will. Because we all know that the technology vendors do a pretty good job hyping up the technology.
For sure.
And so, I think our goal, we have every one of our teams has a generative AI group working to evaluate, test, and pilot the generative AI capabilities, Microsoft Copilot specifically. And we'll be talking more about that with some people at Microsoft here in some of our sessions. Really exciting stuff, right? But I think it's really important for us. We have one foot in the let's go innovate and disrupt, the market, and we have one foot in the pragmatic. Hey, what's real and what can we do now, and how can we do that in a high value, low risk to all of our customers in the market? When I say customers, I'm talking about our clients, and how we can use these technologies, because we all know that innovation itself, really is nothing, right? It's the business impact. It's creating, better employee experiences, better client experiences for our clients and clients' employees. That's what we're really getting to. But now's the time. I think, everybody I talk to, old entrepreneurs like me that saw so many technology waves, they learn never to get behind, because it's really, you can lose your business if you do. To some of the, young and brightest people, I think we all agree that the AI revolution will probably be as big as any revolution we've seen, as clearly as disruptive. I think, we had one story, we were in one of our QBRs, and we were talking about how do we take our North Star and how do we manifest that down through all of our corporate messaging and our website. And we had a long conversation about how we wanted to do that. And for fun, we actually went out and we wanted to chat, and we gave it some parameters, and it kicked back a really well done kind of elevator pitch.
80% of the mark. It was pretty.
Yeah, it was scary how well. I won't get into all the details, but we gave it some parameters, and I was challenging our team to, hey, write it to a CFO, CIO in the mid market, and reflect the nature of the ERP system life cycle, and make it a little witty. We were having a conversation around how to make it witty but still be appropriate, and it came back and it hit a bullseye. And so I just think it speaks to the kind of the unexpected outcomes. And that's something in the past when I was doing, work around brand and messaging, that would take weeks, if not months, to get to something very similar. That's just one use case. And I think everybody on this, participating in our sessions has seen some of the crazy stories.
Yes.
At the same time, there's a bunch of stories that it doesn't, there's a bunch of use cases that doesn't work well right now, right? It may never work well, or you may never really want to trust it to do. Those are things we really need to be thoughtful about, so we're not wasting time. I think with the generative AI revolution too, security and data quality will be critical, right? Data quality has been a clear issue for most companies for a long time. Lots of different data silos and aligning, and having a master data strategy it's hard, right? Very hard to do. But I think security would be really important too, because you don't want staff level people, chatting with chat GPT and asking questions that are asking, proprietary, highly sensitive information in the organization. So a lot of the conversations we have with clients right now are really navigating, not only how to use it, but how to prepare your information and your process flows so that they're optimized to get the right results, but also protect your crown jewels, if you will, for your organization.
Bob, as we look back and doing this for many decades, we've helped many of the clients on this call, this event, go from on-prem systems or a combination of on-prem to cloud and pure cloud-based. Now we're looking at how do we extract data, how do we bring these new technologies against that set of data and make better decisions. And the point there is that there's a little bit for everyone, regardless of what stage you're in. You can always move the ball forward. We don't like to be on the bleeding edge or recommend that our clients are, but we do want to make sure you know where the leading edge is and what's the plan and the time frame that's right to get you there. So Bob, maybe talk a little bit about kind of our next couple focus areas, and then we'll wrap up the intro here.
Yeah, so I think a big part of what we're focused on right now is really making sure, from a strategic perspective, what you'll see from Velosio is really thinking about the client experience. And so some of that will be in some of the things we talked about in terms of the capabilities and services that we want to be able to help you with. But a lot of it's around, client service, right? We're reorganizing and focusing our teams on ways to best serve you so that as you need help, even if it's something simple, you might need a support ticket opened, you might need a new report, or you might need a more sophisticated conversation around a new idea or business process. We're really organizing our teams to triage those requests, get you to the right person very quickly, and transact with us. And then once we identify what you need, then we're, those more complicated conversations, we're trying to help guide you, right? Understanding where you're at right now, how these new technologies or some of the existing best practices can help your business solve some of the problems or opportunities that you see. And expression we like to use a lot is crawl, walk, run, right? Every client is at a different place, right? Every technology or business process optimization opportunity will have a different impact for different clients. And so, in addition to implementing technology, we're really working to understand and help our clients ask the critical questions about, what's the business outcome you need and what's the value of solving that problem? Because sometimes there's problems that aren't worth solving, right? And so that's a lot of what we're doing. Try to create a better client experience. At the same time, we're embracing new technologies, but being pragmatic about where and how we do that. We have clients today that we're all in doing some really interesting work around generative AI and piloting things with Microsoft Copilot specifically. And they have really unique business cases that makes it worth the risk and unknown because that stuff's so new, right? We have other clients who are like, hey, why don't we hold off a couple months and let's wait till certain things are released or we've proved this out in other situations. So every client's different, right? It doesn't hurt to start having those conversations now. We love having that kind of interaction with our clients, and then we'll present to our clients the trade-offs of when to move fast and when to slow down with them, and kind of manage the opportunity versus the risk that goes along with that.
So Bob, I really appreciate your insight on the AI revolution that's coming at us and how it will really impact us as big as any technology wave we've ever seen. So enjoy the conversation. It was great to get you introduced to everybody today. Another great benefit of this kickoff. And then, the talk around the North Star and the strategy and where we're going and how that's going to support not only AI, but data and analytics and RPA and all those different things and how we're going to bring more value to the clients is really good to get this kicked off. So over to you. And thank you everyone for attending again.
All right. Hey, Joe, thank you. And it's always a pleasure and fun to talk to you. And, I think hopefully everybody, sees all the possibilities, right? Clearly the title here, the Infinite Possibilities, I think is really appropriate for where we're at right now in the market, right? We've got a lot of, cloud technologies that our clients are still embracing and taking advantage of, great opportunities to better run their businesses. But I think the generative AI revolution, whatever it may be, is going to be something that we all need to prepare for, right? And I think figuring out your business strategy and how it relates to these new innovations and opportunities is really important for all of us. So we're hoping today's events will provide some guidance on how to approach that, what's right for you, when it's right for you. Our goal is to be that partner and help you through that journey. And so with that, what I want to do is hand this off to Amy. Amy McKee leads our client concierge team. These are the people whose job is to work with you to make sure you're getting what you need from us as a partner. And we're helping you, more importantly, with your business and achieving those business opportunities or overcome those business obstacles that may be in your way. So I'm gonna hand it off to Amy, and Amy's gonna take you through the rest of the day. But before I do that, I just want to thank everybody for coming, and we appreciate you taking the time. And Joe and I will always welcome the opportunity to talk to you. So if you have any feedback on this event, or you want to reach out and just talk, let us know how we're doing as an organization. Your client experience is really, central to what we're trying to do in our core strategy. So appreciate the feedback at any time that's appropriate for you. So thank you. And here, Amy, can you take it from here? Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Wow, that was such an insightful session. A massive thank you to Joe Longo and Bob Knott for taking us on an intriguing journey to find your North Star. The alignment of goals, teams, and technology is critical in steering your business towards success. The insights shared today are truly invaluable. But the day's far from over. We still have a whole lot more coming your way at ASPIRE23. I encourage each and every one of you to fully immerse yourselves in ASPIRE23 experience. Take advantage of our social lounge and engage with our business application experts from Velosio and our preferred partners. We have over 25 sessions lined up in 4 unique tracks. On the ground for those that are just beginning their cloud journey. In the cloud for those customers who are keen in optimizing their existing cloud applications. Beyond the cloud and infinite possibilities, focus on exploring the latest and greatest in business process, generative AI, RPA, and industry-specific needs. And if that's not enough, well, we'll end the day with a keynote by none other than Lori Lampkin, Corporate Vice President of Customer Experience at Microsoft. She'll be discussing Copilot and generative AI, a talk you absolutely won't want to miss. I'd also like to take a moment to express our deepest gratitude to our sponsors. Your sponsorship has been invaluable in making this event possible, and we're truly grateful for your contributions. Please visit these preferred solution providers in the partner solution area. They have solutions you'll want to evaluate to look at for your current Dynamics or NetSuite solution, maybe to make your lives a little bit easier. Remember, this event is all about engagement. Don't hesitate to ask questions in session chats. We have tech subject matter experts on hand to provide you with immediate answers. This is your chance to deepen your knowledge and interact with industry professionals. So here's to a day filled with infinite possibility. Let's explore, learn, and evolve together because the possibilities are infinite when it comes to technology's future. Thank you all for being part of this journey. Now let's dive in and unlock those infinite possibilities at ASPIRE23.